Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us as always is Seraphis, our level 33 Worgen Mage. Say g'day, Seraphis.
The beast in me hungers.
That's right, the beast in you hungers, and the beast in us hungers too. The beast for questing. And of course, if you joined us in our last episode, you'll remember that we were over here near the Windshear Mine in the wonderful zone of the Stone Talon Mountains, our new zone for our Let's Play series here, having finished up with Ashenvale. And of course, you can see we're just making a little dent in the zone at the moment. We've got lots and lots of it to go. We're right at the beginning, and we were in the mine in the last episode, but unfortunately we forgot one of our quests. That's right, we got this one here called Minx will fix it, and we have to take the illegible orc letter to Minx inside the Windshear Mine inside the Stone Talon Mountains. And of course we were in there last time doing all sorts of other questing, totally forgot to find Minx. Whoops. So of course that's the first thing we're going to do in this episode. Not forgetting, of course, you can see down here we've got an archaeology site, dig site in this zone. Once we get down to that area in the zone, we will absolutely be doing that because we want to up our archaeology skill. That's something that we've let slip a little bit. It is something that you probably will only sort of chip away at in little small amounts over time as you're leveling up your character, but hey, every little bit counts. And it's one of those things that really I mean, like, I've got a couple of level 85s and I go around the world doing archaeology on those. That's because it's a lot easier to travel around the world, because of course if we have a look, if we zoom out on the map, you can see we've got dig sites all the way over here in the Azshara zone. We've got them over here in Darkshore, and we've got them of course in Stone Talon on the border down here of Darnassus. And in fact, if we go over to the Eastern Kingdoms, you can see we've got some here in South Shore and also some over there in the wetlands. So it really is a lot of a sort of easier profession to do once you've actually got a flying mount and you've got super speed, and it's a lot easier to get around the world, or as you are trying to do another achievement at the same time, which is of course one of your exploration ones. Now if we have a look at that, by the way, open up our Y button there with the achievement window that comes up. You go to exploration, and you can see here we've got a whole bunch of them. Explore the Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor, Outland, Northrend, Cataclysm, etc. And within each one of those, you can see here we are in Kalimdor. You can see we've already got Darkshore and Ashenvale already done, but look how many zones there are. So you know, it does make sense to kind of do archaeology at the same time you're doing those, because it's something that you can easily combine. Still, in the meantime, what we want to do is get ourselves inside the mine, and remembering too that these guys here won't see us if they're carrying rocks. They will see us, I think, if they don't have a rock. Yep, there we go. So make sure if they don't have a rock and you're at level, unlike us who of course are well above the level for this area, so it's not so bad. But if you're at level, just make sure you remember that these guys will aggro onto you if they're not carrying any of their ore. So just an important little fact there. Anyhow, what we want to do, of course, is go down inside, and we're probably going to have to avoid some of these. Yeah, there they go, the Windshear Overseers. But we need to find this Minx person, because we were here last time and completely forgot about her. Whoops. Now it looks like, or him or her, looks like they're not too far away. Probably have to take out these Overseers here, because you can see they are level green to us. In other words, they're level 26. They're within range of us, and they will aggro. And that means that they're not a simple pushover either. They won't just die like the orcs here will. Taking a bit of a beating. Take a bit of effort to actually bring down. And you can see we actually do get 146 XP for that as well, which is great. And the good old sound of clear casting popping off there. We love when that happens. Especially love when that happens in a dungeon run, by the way. Alright, there we go, took care of those. Oh, except we accidentally aggroed another one, didn't we? Yikes. There we are. Now you can see normally when we're on that quest, you remember last time too, that piece of ore on the ground would actually be clickable and be usable, but of course because we've finished that quest, it's complete now, it's not going to do anything for us. Alright, there's another Overseer. Can we sneak past? Yeah, looks like we can. Now Minx is somewhere, oh, now look, I'm looking on my mini-map, and you can see up here that we're right on top of Minx's arrow. However, she's nowhere to be found. That means she's either above or below us. I'm guessing that she's below us. Not sure if it's down here or not. This looks like it could be a dead end, but we'll check anyway. We'll get rid of this overseer and we'll actually wander down there just to make sure. Sometimes looks can be deceiving inside these caves. Looks like it's a dead end, but it's in fact not. Oh, and silly me, I went and aggroed. Now, I've got to stop using the AoEs down here, I think, because there's just too many of these orcs, these grunts here roaming around. Just gets in our way. Now, I'm also going to give ourselves a bit of a heal. Use a silk bandage. There we are. Might as well use them. We're leveling our first aid, so hey, the artifact of that is that we get some bandages. And in fact, if we have a look in our bags, let's see if we've actually got any silk cloth. We have. Okay, so what we should do is probably, there we go, silk bandage. Let's actually create all of those, because you can see I'm actually down to 3 now. And you know what? Bandages actually come in handy. Aside from the fact that we want to level them up and get the achievements associated with the first aid leveling, we actually want to use the bandages as well. And there you go, you can see we've got 10 now, so that's a lot more useful. Okay, so it's a dead end. Yep, all right, we need to carry on. And like I said in the last episode, I think, you know what, I actually don't mind this. I really enjoy exploring all of the dungeons in WoW because they're so cool, they're so intricate, and there's so much fun to be had inside them. And it's just a really cool feeling of going deep, deep, deep down underneath the world of Warcraft. Of course, we slowed him with a frostbolt. We're going to use all our instants here and then use our arcane missiles. Ah, he says, there we go. Oops, and there's my phone ringing in the background. Never mind. It's funny to hear the phone, the actual land phone ringing from time to time. Never happens these days. It's always, of course, your mobile or something on Facebook or whatever. Very rare to actually hear your telephone ring. Feels a bit old school. Alright, so another Windshear overseer here, taking a heck of a beating. Let's see if we can whack him with our staff. There we go, we actually beat him up with the staff to finish him off. How funny is that? Right, now, again, I don't mind killing these guys because generally speaking they are green and they're going to offer us XP. This particular one is a little bit lower. It's actually only level 25, so it's grey to us, unfortunately, because it's below that threshold in terms of level, and that means it's not going to give us any XP. Wow, whoever is calling me just doesn't seem to take the hint, do they? You'd think, there we go, it finally stops. You'd think that after, what was that, 200 million rings, that they'd actually give up, but never mind. Alright, so you can see this overseer here is green, his number's green. That means that we do, you can see they've got 146 XP, we do get that. Alright, so Minx, here we go. Here's Minx, up a little path that we didn't see last time. Hello.
Hi, you're a tall one.
You're a tall one, that's right we are. What have you got here? We've got ourselves an illegible orc letter. Minx takes the letter from you and begins to read it. Uh-oh, she smells the parchment. Disgusting. And then she folds the paper in half and looks at you. The good news is that this isn't toilet paper. Okay, well, we're glad about that, thank goodness. Wouldn't want to be carrying around toilet paper in our pockets. The bad news is that the ink on this paper is a mixture, get this folks, of Kodo poop and blood. You know what, I'll just let that sink in for a moment because that's a little bit disturbing. Now, by the way, if you're wondering what a Kodo is, Kodos, we've actually come across one in Ashenvale before. That's one of the sort of creatures that are native to the Barrens and to Thunder Bluff around there. They're a kind of a, what are they, like a sort of rhinoceros-y, a woolly rhinoceros-looking creature. Anyhow, they're also used as player mounts if you're playing on the Horde side. This is the smell of Kodo poop and blood. Not the worst of it though, she says. Well, that's charming. There we go, we've got our 150 Darnassus rep, and of course that reminds me, folks, we do have to half back to Darnassus so we can do that awfully exciting thing of buying ourselves a Darnassian tiger mount, because we've managed to work our all the way up to Exalted in Darnassus, and I'm just proud as punch about that, and we're going to make the most of it, take advantage of it, and get ourselves a mount, which of course is a great little badge of honor. If you're not a night elf and you're roaming around on a night elf mount, hopefully people should realize that you've actually put in the effort and actually leveled a faction that isn't yours effectively. So It really is a badge of honour if you ask me. Alright, so here we go. Orders from High Command. The letter is actually an order from Horde High Command. Someone named Overlord Kromgar has issued a strip job on this mine in order to obtain something called Azure Iron Flake. Now presumably this is obtained from breaking down the ore. It gets worse. The plan to mix the Azure Flake with the explosives sitting inside the huge bomb outside and blow up Windshear Hold. Well, that's no good. We don't have a moment to lose, Seraphis. Take this translated copy of the letter and return to Boog. He'll know what to do next. So there we go. We've got our orders now. We have to take the translated Orc letter to Boog, the gear whisperer at Windshear Mine in the Stone Talon Mountains. There we go. Now what's down here? This is interesting. We've got some, I know we don't have to go this way, but I just saw this shaft of light. And, oh, okay, it's a dead end. All right, no problems. But again, nice little touches there, put in there by Blizz. I love it. Now, of course, this I don't think was the, was it? Oh, it was the end of the mine. No, I thought there was another path leading off somewhere. Oh, yeah, there it is. In fact, how's that? There's 3 paths that lead off from here. Let's just hope I remember the way out. Pretty sure it was this way. We should be able to tell because there should be a distinct lack of overseers around, given that we sort of killed them off on the way down. And yeah, maybe, I hope I'm not going around the long way. Did we go past this one later? I think we did, and it didn't aggro on us. Yeah, I think we're going the right way. Oh, okay, this one has respawned. All right, that's okay. We'll take him down, opening up with the good old Frostbolt, slow him down, then a Fireball, and we're going to use our Arcane Missiles again, because we really want to burn these guys down quick, especially this one. It's level 26, it's green to us, and again, getting ourselves some nice, much-needed XP there. We've got ourselves also some silk cloth, which means that we'll be able to make some more bandages. In fact, I think we'll do that right now while, excuse me, while we remember. Let's create all of those. There we go, and you can see that this has actually leveled up our first aid now to 164 out of 225, so we're doing very well. And you can see we've got ourselves actually 12 of the silk bandages now, so that's good. It won't be long before we're actually able to... Oh, what's going on? Before we're able to level that up and in fact get ourselves the heavy silk bandage, which is even better, especially at our level. Gosh, even these grunts, these peons here are taking a fair bit of effort to take down, I must say. Oh, look, that's because it's actually level 26, this one. It's green. It will give us, there you go, 146 XP, just like the other level 26 mobs do as well. So jolly good. Alright, so we're slowly getting closer to being able to get to the bottom of this big bomb here, I think.
Greetings.
Greetings to you as well. There we go. Orders from High Command. Well, what does it say? Beads of sweat roll down from Boog's overly large forehead. That is an overly large forehead as he reads the translated letter. This is bad, really, really bad. You have to warn Lord Fellowmere at Windshear Hold. Okay, so that's a new location. What the? It's moving. The goblin balloon is taking off. We're too late. Yikes, we don't have a moment to lose, Seraphis. You're going to have to commandeer that hot air balloon and stop it. Oh, no. This sounds interesting. How? I have no idea. We don't have time to argue details. Grab onto that rope ladder and climb up. Just start banging on stuff when you're inside. So if you somehow manage to stop the balloon and survive, report to Lord Fellowmere at Windshear Hold. Good luck. We're all counting on you now. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to run for my life. Alright, so there we go. We have to ride the Kromgar hot air balloon and attempt to stop it from destroying Windshear Hold. And if we do that, we'll be able to choose from these rewards. Now, what do we got here? Because, of course, we're still sort of ahead of the curve in terms of items, given the dungeon running that we've done in the past. So you can see this Defender's Staff here. It's actually really no good to us because it's a whole lot less damage per second and there's no casting stats on there. It's all agility and stamina. Of course, these gloves here are mail, so they're no use to us. And the Wand of Bought Time, you can see that that's got stamina and intellect. Yeah, well, I mean... it kind of, well, it gives us an extra 0.2 damage per second and an extra 2 stamina with the same amount of intellect, but at the end of the day it gives us -2 of the critical strike rating, and yeah, to be honest, I much prefer crit strike, so we'll probably hang on to the one we've already got there. Alright, so what do we have now? We've got to grab onto this contraption up here. Can't believe we're actually going to fly on this. This looks terrible. We've got the bomb and we've got the rope ladder. Up we go. The Overseer saw us, but it was too late. And here we are. We're being... Look at this. What's going on? We've got a battery-powered... What is that? A battery-powered coupling there. I think we need to take that down. We've got the Windshear Overseer in the basket with us as well. This is bad. Alright, so we need to take down the Overseer first, I think, if you ask me. And it's quite cool, isn't it? We get to have a bit of a ride around as well. Alright, now, where's that coupling gone? I don't know. Where did it go? Did we destroy it at the end of the day? I think we might have. We did, look at that, and we're getting ourselves a parachute ride down, and look at that, the hot air balloon has been diverted, and we were successful. Oh, alright, good effort on our behalf, and look at this. We've got all sorts of stuff going on here. We've got a gnome bot pounder, which appear to be on our side, and they're fighting the goblin tacticians there, I think. Technicians, rather. Let's give them a helping hand. There we go, and of course we're not going to get anything out of that. What's this? Rabid Nut Varmint 5000? That's a mechanical... Let's see if we can love it. I don't think we can. It's a mechanical contraption built by the gnomes. Can we get rid of it? We can. Alright, so we've got the goblins and the gnomes facing it off here, which of course is an ongoing battle between goblins and gnomes, each of them thinking that the other is the best race, of course, the superior race. Anyway, what we want to do, we're not interested in any of these wars at this point. What we want to do is get ourselves over there to the Windshear Hold. Now, you know you're in a PvP zone all the time, folks. You can see it probably streaming up my chat window there. See all this yellow here? Local defense. It's Kromgar Fortress is under attack. You always know you're in a PvP zone because there'll be enemy hideouts, enemy bases, and enemies themselves under attack from the opposing players. And in this case, I think the Kromgar Fortress is a Horde outpost, and you can see that obviously there's an Alliance player that's attacking that. And that goes on left, right, and centre. In fact, if you remember a couple of episodes, we were getting attacked at the, what was it, the whoa, can't remember what the name of it now is, in Ashenvale. Where was it? The Silver... Oh, Stardust Spire, that's where it was. When we zoned in there, there was a enemy player who was attacking all of our quest-giving NPCs, which of course is painful, but perfectly within the rules of the game. Alright, so this is absolutely, completely new around here, folks. And again, if you have played in the vanilla days, you'll remember that this was a lot different in terms of, oh, look at this, a Horde cage key. That's interesting. There used to be a whole lot more NPCs roaming around here. What level are they? 25. Whole lot more roaming around, whole lot more activity. There was a whole bunch of deforestation going on, and they've kind of left the remnants of it there. You can see that big machine there. That's the deforesting machine. That's kind of left over, but boy, the activity was a whole bunch more than it is now. I'm really surprised, to be honest, because it actually feels like a bit of an empty zone now. There's hardly anything going on. I mean, yes, there's these harvesters and pounders going at each other, but generally speaking, compared to what it used to look like, and they've definitely remodeled the zone, by the way, it looks a lot different than it did, it doesn't seem as exciting as it used to, in my opinion. So look, I don't know whether this is just the top part of the zone here, and whether or not once we start getting into the zone proper, whether things will start getting a bit more exciting, both in terms of the visuals as well as the activity that's going on. But I certainly hope so, because it's a little bit lackluster, I must say, so far compared to other zones, and compared to the other zones that have come out in the Cataclysm, which have been revamped to be a lot better, a lot smoother in terms of questing, and a lot more visually exciting. This doesn't seem to have done it so far for me, but then again, that's the flavour of that area. It's all kind of been, decimated by the Horde, so maybe it's meant to be like that, and we'll reserve judgment until we get further on into the zone. Just noticed up here too, folks, that we have a path leading up there. Don't know where that does lead. You can see it going up there, again, marked by those little fire sort of torches along the way. If you ever see them, that basically means that the path they're marking will lead somewhere. It's kind of like Blizzard's a little hint, if you like. But in the meantime, we're not interested in that. What we're interested in is this. Here we go, Windshear Hold. This is a new Night Elven outpost. You can see here. Oh, Big Papa. What happened to Big Papa over there? He just fell over. And there's Alice. Hello, Alice. Let's have a chat with Alice, can we? Yes, wake up, Mr. P. You've got to save the spirits. And she's saying ice cream. We've got Andorov Ryan. We've got a whole bunch of new stuff here that I honestly have never seen before. You can see we've got a Night Elf structure over there. A whole bunch of Arcanist Night Elves, Windshear Hold Guardians. We've got ourselves a dwarf there. Look at this. We need him as well. We need repairs. Old Iron Goat, the blacksmith. Hello.
Here there.
Hey there. There we go, we desperately need some repairs. We also need to sell off our stuff that we can't use and our grey gear. So we've got a cloth Buccaneer's Cord of Intellect there that we're going to sell. It was an old piece of gear that we had before, I think. I'm going to sell off that meat too, even though we should technically keep it. I do want to sell it. We've got an axe there that's soulbound. We'll get rid of that. Those aren't soulbound. We've got a pattern. We've got these that aren't soulbound. The cloth we need. We've got some light leather, of course. We need to put that into the AH. We need to pop this fused wiring into the AH as well. And that looks like it. Oh no, we do want to get rid of that melon juice, save a bag slot, because of course we have much better mana in terms of our sweet nectar here.
Okay, good.
There you go, old Iron Goat. Now, I do know we also have some mail because our mail is flashing. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Oh, a whole bunch of expired auctions there. Weren't too successful with our last auction run, so we'll have to head back, when we do rather, head back to Darnassus to get our mount, our new schwanky mount. We will absolutely go back and put them back up on the auction house. That happens from time to time. Does depend on the time of the week that you put things up on the auction. And of course, it is player driven, so it's not going to go off all the time. Alright, so what do we got? We've got a stable master over there. We've got some more guardians. We've got all of these moonwells dotted around the place. And we also have, here we go, Lord Fallowmere, who of course is the person that we need to hand in as they're surveying over the zone of a Stone Talon. Alright.
I am listening.
I am listening. Alright, so Stone Talon has always had its fill of problems, Seraphis, but never has the land and its people suffered so badly. The Horde will destroy us all if left unchecked. So here we go. Amazing story, lass. I'd never believed you had I not seen it with my own eyes. You did enough damage to that balloon to make those fiends pull back. Alas, the threat is far from over. We have only delayed the attack, and there is much work to do if we're to stop the Horde from destroying a Stone Talon. So none of these are what we want, so we want to get the most expensive one, which looks like it's the Stone Talon Defender's Staff there. Get ourselves a whole new bunch of Darnassian rep and Gnomeregon rep, and again, if we look here, you'll see we're already exalted. This is what I was talking about last time. We're at 999 out of 1,000. That will stay there forever unless they ever revamp the the reputation system, which I very much doubt. We'll continue to, in inverted quotes, collect, I'd imagine, the Darnassian rep. Although, I'm just looking at this, maybe things have changed now. You can see that we were awarded 258, but, maybe it's saying that the reputation increased by 238, which it did. That doesn't mean we won't stop collecting it. We'll soon find out, I guess, the next time we get some Darnassus rep, whether or not it actually shows up in the chat log or not. But Gnomeregon is another one we're getting now, and you can see that that's going through at its honoured status. Gilneas, we're only revered. I would have thought we would have got ourselves to exalted through questing in Gilneas throughout the zone, but nope. So I guess we'll be able to tackle that later on in the game. Alright, so let's see what the follow-up is here from Lord Fallowmere. Free our sisters. Yesterday morning I dispatched a squadron of huntresses onto a mission into Windshear Crag, and they were to obtain information about Horde operations in Stone Talon. Now, field intelligence reports that they have all been captured. Oh, that's no good, including their squad leader, Huntress Ileona. So we need to head east into the Windshear Crag, slay the Cromgar infantry, and occupy the crag. Take from them their keys to unlock the Horde cages holding our sisters. So, of course, on our way up here, we did see those Horde cages. Do your best to locate Ileona once you've freed the huntresses. So we have to obtain 5 cage keys from the Horde to free 5 captured huntresses, and then, of course, free Ileona after that. Alright, so that sounds like nothing too bad. Anything up the top here? Let's just check upstairs. You never know. Always pays. Got some injured gnome engineers there, but other than that, they seem okay. We've got a couple of more quests that have opened up, and of course, the other thing I noticed on the way in here, actually, let's sell off that reward that we just got there for our quest, because we don't need it. The Defender's Staff. There we go. What I did notice up here, apart from Big Papa, oh, and look, little Alice has a quest for us now, is that we've got a flight point up there, so that's really handy. We'll definitely go and grab that. Hello, Alice. What's going on here? Just ask Alice. There you go. Mr. P is sick. There he is, Big Papa. Wouldn't you help him? All you need to do is find his hat and batteries and he'll be better. I'd go get them myself, but I can't leave Mr. P alone. His hat was stolen by the meanies in the Venture Co. Oh, Venture Co, that rings a bell. Over at the water wheel, and his batteries are hidden around Windshear Crag. You'll just have to look real hard for those. Would you kindly bring Mr. P's stuff back so he can teach those baddies in the Horde a lesson? Alright, so you see we have to recover a BD-816 war apparatus, mechanized fire, mechanized ice, and mechanized air in order to bring Mr. P back to life for little Alice there. You can see we're getting dangerously close now to a level 34, which is fantastic, by the way. Oh, I wonder if there's anything up the top of that tower. Doesn't look like it. Now, level 34 are us. That will be us very soon. And you can see here in the dungeon finder, if we go to the specific dungeons there, we've already done Gnome Ragon. That's okay. So 34 was the level that we had to get Gnome Ragon out of the way before. The next level is 36, and you can see that that's the Scarlet Monastery graveyard there. So we'll very shortly start queuing for that as well, because again, we do want to do all of these classic dungeons, and we can go to the dungeons and raids section here in our achievement window. Go to classic. And here we go. Look at that. We're making a nice little dent in this achievement list here. We've got plenty more to go. What we do want to do at the end of the day is get the classic Dungeon Master achievement. And where is that? I'm not sure. Gosh, they keep adding things in all the time. Where are we? Outland. There we go. Classic Dungeon Master. That's the one. I really want that because that's a bit of a badge of honor, if you like, having done all the original content. And you can see what we got: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you believe that? We've already done 7 instances. Can't believe it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 6 more to go. Alright, so hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What am I saying? Gosh, get your maths right, Sambo. 12 more to go. So we're a third of the way through there already. Okay, so Flight Master, hello. So here's Eliana, the Flight Master, or rather Alana. Now, she's not going to be of much help in terms of getting us back to Darnassus. I mean, we're just going to half there, and I can see we're running out of time in this episode. So what we'll do perhaps is go back to Darnassus, and then, of course, we will be able to fly back here to Windshear Hold to carry on our adventures in the next episode. We'll do that off camera, I'd imagine. Now, let's just check out where they are. Okay, so all of these parts are over here. We've got the Horde cage key over back up where we were before. And, of course, we've got the parts for Alice, for Mr. P, to collect as well. So we'll pick that up in the next episode. Meantime, it's time for us to hearth, I think. Get ourselves back to Darnassus. And, rubbing my hands together because it's an important moment for us. Not only do we want to go to the auction house and probably do some repairs and selling and all that sort of stuff. We'll do that off camera, don't worry. But what we will do right now on camera is go to the mount vendor, because I am very excited about this. This is fantastic. Alright, so can we mount up in here? Yes, we can. And hello to our fellow Gilnean refugees here in the wonderful centre of Darnassus, the great, big, fantastic and grand Darnassian city, the Night Elf city here. The capital, if you like, of the Alliance forces in Kalimdor, the continent of Kalimdor. Alright, look at this, folks. Here we are, the moment that we've been waiting for. This is just fantastic. We are now exalted. We are now able to talk to these guys. Of course, we can talk to this person who's a mount trainer. You can see there, requires level 40 for journeyman riding. And journeyman, of course, will get us up to 100% ground speed as opposed to the 60% that we are currently now. So looking forward to that at level 40. But this is the one we want. Here we go.
Goddess, bless you.
Now, what is her name? She is Lelanai. That's who we want. All right, so you can see here that we can't buy 3 of these. Now, 3 of them are swift versions, if you like. We've got the reins of the Swift Storm Saber, reins of the Swift Mist Saber, and gosh, these are hard to say. I'm telling you, they are really hard to say. And the reins of the Swift Frost Saber. They are not only level 40 requirement, and you can see that's why they're redded out there, but they also require the journeyman riding, and they will give us the extra speed mount that we want. And of course, they look a lot more epic than the normal ones. In fact, if we go and have a look at them, actually, it's nice that they've got them laid out here. Here we go, these last 3 or 4 here, these are the normal mounts, you can see, okay? Now, they don't really have a very fancy harness on them. You can see they've sort of got a bit of a saddle on their back. There we go, the spotted Frost Saber there. We've got the riding striped Night Saber. We've got a striped Dawn Saber, which is a bit different. That's quite cool. And we've got the riding striped Frost Saber as well, instead of the spotted Frost Saber over there. That's the difference between the two. And then, of course, if you have a look at these Swift ones here, here we go. We've got the Swift Frost Saber, and we've got the Swift, I think that's the Swift Mist Saber, and the Swift Storm Saber. You can see they've got these amazing, there we go, sort of. And let's have a look at the lighter coloured one. This is my favourite here. These really cool armours on their head here. The sort of protection over their face and eyes. And they've got little shoulder protections and a much more elaborate saddle there. So they're very cool. And in fact, that one there, that white one, the Swift Frost Saber, is my favourite out of all of them. And that's what we'll be getting once we get to a level 40. But for now, for me, it's quite easy. The choices I like, I mean, the Dawn Saber is different. That's cool. But I like either the riding striped Frost Saber, or I like the riding spotted Frost Saber. In this instance, though, I think we're going to go for, what is it, 6 of one, half of the dozen of the other. I think we're going to go for the Frost Saber rather than the spotted one, I think. I don't know, what do you think? Have a look at their faces if we get right down there and zoom in. There we go, that's what the spotted one looks like. Yeah, I just like the striped one. Bugger it, I'm going to get that. I know I always get it on all of my characters, but hey, I love it. Alright, so there we go. We want reins of the striped Frost Saber. You can see that they're very cheap these days. Again, if you've been playing from the very beginning of the game, you'll remember that these mounts cost a pretty penny back in the day. Lots and lots of gold. Now it's 80 silver. Can you believe it? There we go. We'll buy it. There it is. We're able to buy it. We're able to view it because of, again, our efforts getting exalted to Darnassus. So very, very happy about this. So all that remains now, of course, is for 2 things. One is for us to learn it. So you can see here it is in our bags. All we need to do is right click on it. Here we go, and you can see use teaches you how to summon this mount. There we go. We now have it. Fantastic. And if we look in our P screen, get rid of our bags, P, go to mounts, there it is. It is right there. The striped Frost Saber is now in our mount tab. So I'm going to drag that out over here just for ease of use. And are you ready for this, folks? Here we go. There we go, the characteristic growl of the saber. If I press spacebar, I'll zoom out a little bit. We'll get against a nice black background so you can see perhaps. If I press spacebar, my Frost Saber does a yawn and a roar. How fantastic is that? And of course, we can also walk. If I hit the walk button, we can actually do the nice slinky prowling walk on our mount, which is just fantastic, isn't it? I just love the walking animations on the Frost Sabers. They're just great. And then of course, if we take that off, we are now running. Look at that. Brilliant, bounding across the world of Warcraft on our fantastic new Frost Saber. I'm just absolutely pleased as punch about that. And of course, they have a fantastic jumping animation as well. The idle animations are the other really cool things to do with this mount. If you let them stand here for a while, they'll yawn, they'll look around like that, and they will stretch. There we go. Big stretch. And they'll also make a sort of a yawning sound from time to time as well. It's all very random, of course. So you just have to wait and see what happens. You can see someone else there collecting some mounts up. Brewmaster Celbria. They've got an 85 Night Elf Death Knight there. She obviously bought some going for achievements as well. Because, of course, the great thing about this is you want to get as many mounts as you can. And, of course, you know what? That's something that we could do just now. Why was I even wondering about it? Because they're so cheap now. And, again, I want to get a achievement here is what I want for our mounts. Giddy up, is it? Oh, I can't remember what it was. Can I keep him? Where is it? Oh, I tried to find this last time, didn't I? Anyway, we're trying to get... Oh, here it is. No, not Fast and Furious. Plenty of pets. Why can I never see it? Never mind. Anyway, it's the one where you want to start collecting mounts. Now that we've done that, let's actually get all of them because we want to start on that collection. Now, it will say there in red, you can see already known, so you know not to repurchase the same one. Let's buy these other 3. There we go, and we'll just learn all of them. 1,
still recharging.
2, and then finally the spotted frost saber. There we go. So now, of course, if we look in our P screen in our spellbook, go into the mounts tab, there they are. So now it didn't matter which one I chose at the end of the day, did it? I'm still going to leave this one out on my hotbar because I like it, but yeah, see, that's what the spotted one looks like. Still very cool, of course. Let's have a look at the others while we're here, just before we finish off the episode. The striped dawn saber, I must admit, you don't see this one around. Oh, actually, you know what? That actually looks really cool. It actually looks better in real life, if you like, than it does lying down on the ground there. I actually really like that. In fact, I think it kind of suits the Worgen, to be honest. Here's another player coming in, level 40 Night Elf Mage. They're going to be able to get themselves a nice... I'd say they've just turned level 40, and they'll be here to get their Swift versions. So congratulations to them, by the way. You know what? I actually really do like this. This is really cool. Okay, let's have a look at the other ones here. We've got a striped Night Saber. So we've got ourselves a nice dark version there. Oh, and a different coloured harness as well. So that's pretty cool too. I like that. Alright, so was that all of them? I think it was. That was the extra 3. We looked at the striped Frost Saber, which is what we've got, of course. We've got the striped Dawn Saber, the spotted Frost Saber, and the striped Night Saber. Very cool. Alright, so yeah, I must admit, I'll double click on that. I do like the Dawn Saber. That is very, yeah, that's really cool, to be honest. Hang on, maybe we'll put that on the hotbar rather than our... What do we got here? Rather than our... Oh, no, that's very cool as well. Well, look, we'll alternate between the two of them. How's that? Alright, so we've gone way over time, folks. Very sorry about that. What we'll do off camera is we'll head to the auction house just to put up our other... the items that came back, that came returned to us in the mail. We'll repost them on the auction house. I'll also do the dailies as well for our cooking and also for our other bits and bobs like fishing. We'll just check all of our professions, and of course we'll also fly back to the Stone Talon Mountains where we're doing our questing currently, of course way down here in the Stone Talon Mountains, and we'll pick that up in the next episode. So there you go, folks. Very happy that we managed to get ourselves a new mount. So of course, folks, that's a brilliant reason to be doing all of those Darkshore and Ashenvale quests, even if you're too high for them. Why? Because, hey, you've just seen it there. You get yourself a nice reward, getting yourselves exalted with Darnassus and being able to pick up those tigers. If you ask me, it's well worth the effort. So anyhow, folks, that's it. On behalf of myself, Sambo, Seraphis, our wonderful Worgen Mage, it's us saying take care. Certainly hope you're having a great day wherever in the world you are. Until next time, we'll see you then, and bye-bye.